So now, why we have to learn a little bit about development of self-help skill in typical children, because we want to know the milestone of the development. So at what age this child should be able to do this and this. Okay, so that's why we need to know the normal developmental milestone first before we teach the children on self-help skill. All right. So basically, this is the development of self-help skill in typical children. So at the age of 0 to 6 months, the child should be able to track object with eyes, coordinating suck and swallow, and breathe sequence, and she or he should be able to sleep for 4 to 10 hour interval, and they communicate with us through crying to indicate whether she is hunger, fear, or have discomfort. Okay. So what are the possible implications if the child did not achieve the milestone of normal development? Okay, they may have difficulty with breastfeeding. They also may have difficulty with settling to sleep, and they may cry often. Okay, so this is why we need to learn about the development of self-help skill. Okay, and then we move to the next, okay, which is at the age of 6 to 12 months. The child should be able to play for 2-3 minutes with a single toy. They should be able to sleep for 10 to 12 hours with only one awakening, and they can tolerate with a range of different texture foods, because as you know that it's very common for children with autism to be a picky eater. So if they cannot tolerate with the different texture of food, that will be very difficult for the parent as well as for the child to get a better nutrition. Okay. And at this age as well, they should be able to drink from a cup and hold a bottle or cup independently, and feeding small cracker or other small pieces of food, for example, spaghetti or macaroni. They should be able to pinch and then bring the food to the mouth. Okay. All right. And if they did not achieve the milestone, they may have difficulty settling and wake often during at night. They may have difficulty socializing with parents, and they may also have problem in shared attention, or in occupational therapy we call it joint attention. Shared attention is referring to a shared attention to a specific task or specific object. This is very crucial because in order to teach self-help skill to the individual with autism, the prerequisite thing is a shared attention. The child should have shared attention. Okay. And they also may struggle to copy and learn from others due to poor understanding and attention. They may also have difficulty in feeding, holding cup or bottle for drinking, and they may have difficulty tolerating with different texture of food that will lead them to be a picky eater. Okay. All right, so I will touch a little bit the intervention to treat a picky eater after this. Okay, all right. So the next one is 1 to 2 years old. The child should be able to distinguish between what can be eaten and what cannot be eaten, and they can imitate adult behavior, and they can engage in imaginative play. They are aware of parent approval and disapproval through our expression, and at this age they also can tolerate with nappy changes, settling themselves to sleep at night or during day, and they attempt to brush teeth, knowing where familiar items are kept, and they can cooperate with us during the dressing by extending their arm and leg. Okay, they start to cooperate with us during the dressing activity, and if they did not achieve the developmental milestone, they may have this possible problem. The first one, they may have difficulties difficulties to copy and learn from others due to poor understanding and attention. They may have difficulties feeding self. They may have difficulties holding onto and drinking from cup or bottle, and they may have difficulty tolerating different texture food. This is actually a vice versa to the developmental milestone. Okay. All right. To the next slide. At the age of 2-3 years old, the child should be able to using toilet with assistance from the parent or from the caregiver, and then they should be able to look at food independently. They can unbutton large items during the dressing. They can express their emotion, whether they are sad, happy, or angry, and they should be able to distinguish between pee and poo, and they should be able to use a napkin to wipe their face and hand, and they should be able to feeding self meal using a fork and spoon. So at this time, they should be able to use spoon and fork, and they can take sock and shoe off, and they can enjoy or tolerating this messy play. Right. All right. So possible complication if they did not achieve the milestone is they may struggle to copy and learn from others. They may have difficulty following instruction. They may have difficulty in feeding self, learning to undress self, and may have difficulty getting to sleep through at night. All right. And the next one is at the age of 3 to 4 years old, the child should be able to feed self independently, meaning that there is no assistance at all from the parent or from the caregiver or from the teacher or from the domestic aides. Okay, they can tolerate with different clothing, texture, and shape. So this is very common among the children with autism because they have sensory issue. So this problem is very common among the children with autism. They can do independently packing item away. They can toilet independently at 3 to 4 years old. So we can always train the children to do toilet training at the age of 2 to 3 years old. And for the dressing, they only require assistance with lace, button, and other fastener in awkward place. For example, at the back, at the side, okay. If it's in front, I think the child should be able to do it. And at this age, their social development become larger, and they start to engage in 2 to 3 children to play with 2 to 3 children in a group, and they can start with the brushing teeth, and they also know how to taking turns. This is a very common social skill that the patient with or the children with autism spectrum disorder have problem with. And the last one is they can settling themselves to sleep at night. Okay, so what are the possible implications if they did not achieve the milestone? Okay, they may have difficulties socializing with peers. They may have delayed play skill. They may struggle to copy and learn from others due to poor understanding and attention. They may also have difficulties maintaining attention and toilet training, dressing, and feeding themselves.